How to overcome fear and self-doubt. It was a quiet evening, and the sky was painted with hues of deep orange and soft purple as the sun dipped below the horizon. A gentle breeze carried the scent of fresh earth, and the only sound that filled the air was the soft chirping of crickets. The wandering monk sat by a small flickering lantern outside a modest temple, his gaze calm and steady as he observed the world around him. As the last traces of daylight faded, a young man approached. His shoulders were slumped, his expression troubled. It was clear he carried the weight of something heavy within him. "Master," the young man said hesitantly, "I am afraid. Afraid of failing, of making mistakes, of not being good enough. No matter how hard I try to silence it, doubt whispers in my mind. It follows me everywhere, keeping me from moving forward." The monk studied him for a moment. Then, without a word, he lifted the lantern beside him. The warm glow cast a small circle of light around them. Then he stood up. "Walk with me," the monk said. The young man hesitated, but eventually fell into step beside him. Together, they walked along a narrow path that led into the forest. The lantern's light illuminated only a few steps ahead, while the rest of the path was swallowed by the darkness of the night. They walked in silence for a while until the young man finally spoke. "I can't see what's ahead," he said, his voice uncertain. "I don't know what lies beyond the light." The monk nodded. "And yet, you are still walking." The young man furrowed his brow. "Because the light shows me just enough of the path to take another step," the monk smiled. "Exactly." The young man looked down, watching how the light moved with them. No matter how dark the path seemed, each step revealed just a little more of the way forward. "Fear and doubt arise when we try to see too far ahead," the monk continued. "We want to know every turn, every obstacle, every outcome before we even take the first step. But life does not offer such certainty." They came to a small stream, its waters glimmering in the lantern's glow. The monk bent down, picked up a smooth stone, and tossed it into the water. Ripples spread outward, vanishing into the darkness. "You see," the monk said, "doubt is like standing at the edge of a river, worrying about how deep it is, wondering if you will slip or if you will make it across. But courage," the monk paused, dipping his foot into the water, "is stepping in, trusting that each step will guide you forward." The young man watched the ripples deep in thought. "How do I stop the fear?" he finally asked. The monk turned to him. "You do not stop it," he said. "Fear will always whisper. Doubt will always try to pull you back. But you must not let them decide for you. They are only voices, not chains." The young man took a deep breath, letting the monk's words settle within him. He had been waiting for the fear to disappear, waiting for a time when he would feel fully ready, fully certain. But now he realized that moment might never come. "Do not seek the absence of fear," the monk said gently. "Seek the courage to move despite it." The young man looked at the path ahead. It was still dark. The unknown still stretched before him. But now it no longer felt so terrifying. He didn't need to see the entire journey, only the next step. And so, with quiet determination, he took a step forward. The lantern's light followed. So, dear listeners, what step have you been afraid to take?